This is the news for September 6th, 2021, and boy, it was a full news queue. In fact, there were some items I was just like, okay, is this pertinent? Is this really important information? So I really tried to whittle it down to the best information there is. Let's start it out, first of all, with the folks over at Lulu. They said the early bird gets the worm as the holiday season approaches. COVID-19 is continuing to cause supply chain disruptions and delivery delays. So they're letting you know, and I know that Ingram Spark's been doing this. I think Drafted Digital's been doing this every single year when it gets towards Q4 time. I would highly recommend that if you've got to place any kind of orders, that you place those orders now. So if you need any kind of print on stock for yourself, probably ordering right now might be the best idea, because as soon as you get into Q4 of October, November, and December this year, I promise you that there's going to be extensive delays. So Lulu's giving you a heads up. They said, hey, be careful. Alrighty, next item up in the news, the fine folks over at ProWritingAid. You know I gush about these guys all the time. ProWritingAid is an online grammar checker, and it does a lot of fantastic things. I used to be a big Grammarly fan, but now I'm a ProWritingAid fan. If you've not tried them out before, you're actually going to get some free access if you go over to my affiliate link, dalelinks.com/ProWritingAid. When you sign up for a free account, you just get the free account. They're going to send out some weekly emails, and part of that, they actually have like a checklist of different like upcoming webinars and free events for authors. So for instance, this week they have on the 7th, which is tomorrow, ProWritingAid 101. Actually, it would be yesterday when this airs. 7 essential elements every author website needs, Ask a Book Doctor, Self-Editing School, a publisher's perspective on polishing your book, so much more. Go to ProWritingAid. They're a fantastic resource. In fact, you can even subscribe to their YouTube channel, and I think that you will not be disappointed. But nonetheless, get the free access. It's free after all, and then you'll be on their email list, and I think you're going to probably find the information that they give really awesome. All right, let's come on over here. Hey, I have stressed this time and time and time again. Scribando. Scribando is one of my best news sources. Now, I'm not being paid to say this. I am given, pretty much some good exclusive access here at no cost, so I can share some of this. All that to say this, that Scribando, if you ever want to get your stuff hot off the press, subscribe to them. You're going to go over to Scribando.com and just tell them Dale sent you. I'm not going to get a kickback or anything else like that. That's Scribando, and I will put a link inside the description down below so you can take a look at them. Now, with that being said, they usually curate their stuff in like a monthly or bi-weekly type format. It had been about a few weeks, I think, since they last did it. So there are a ton of newsworthy articles. You're going to want to go over and check those out. The one that I would like to focus on today that they had shared is authors sue Audible over royalty payment discrepancy. Yep, the fight continues, and it looks like, Audible, their day of reckoning's coming. Now, if you're not familiar, it was about last year, right around October in 2020, that they were kind of caught with their hands in the cookie jar in what was called Audiblegate. So what was happening that we were kind of aware of as authors was anytime someone wanted a refund, they would be given the refund. No questions asked within 365 days of the year, as long as they did that. Well, they quietly were pulling these refunds out. There was no column for refunds. There was no accounting for those refunds. It was just simply, oh, you've already made one sale. We'll just take that away from that one sale. And so there wasn't a lot of representation there. And in October, there was a bit of a glitch, a reporting glitch. And something happened that those refunds weren't pulled out like they should have been. And so what ended up happening is that dozens were pulled out, and sometimes even hundreds were pulled out of each of the different accounts. In fact, I heard somebody at one point or another actually owed money. Like it was literally that much that was happening there. Well, ACX and Audible has done their best to try to course correct, but unfortunately the damage is done. And so now there are people that are taking them to court, like saying, hey, you owe us specific, royalties. And I think it was a smaller press company that went and did the lawsuit. But you can take a look at that. GoodEReader.com actually has the full article there. Very good read. In fact, take a look at Good eReader on a regular basis. It's probably one of my favorite sites. Alrighty, let's go on over to the next news item. All right. Fictionary. Not familiar with Fictionary. I'm going to be talking about them here, I'm hoping within the coming months. But Fictionary is actually putting together a webinar for you that's from NaNoWriMo to publication. So if you happen to have done Camp NaNoWriMo back in July, I believe, this might be a good opportunity to kind of figure out what you need to do with that work before you go ahead and publish it. Or if you have intent to write a book coming up in November, yes, we'll be doing NaNoWriMo writing sprints for sure in November. But this is a great opportunity to go ahead. That's live on September the 16th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And I, of course, will leave a note for this from writing your first draft during NaNoWriMo to publication. These 5 experts share the top 2 challenges writers have when writing a draft: story editing, copy editing, working with a professional editor, and publishing their novel. So they'll also show you how to address these challenges. NaNoWriMo Fictionary, ProWritingAid, First Editing, and Kobo Writing Life are all here to help you get your novel published. So this is like a powerhouse panel that they've put together. I highly recommend. Take a look into it. I'm going to try to peek into it myself. Next item up in the news, Reedsy. Actually, man, I cannot say enough great things about Reedsy's website and some of the free resources that they have available. And one of the things I would recommend is get onto their email newsletter. You can literally go to reedsy.com, that's spelled REEDSY, and just get set up. They have a great weekly email newsletter, and sometimes they send out a couple of other things. But at any rate, the person that's in charge of doing it is Ricardo Fayette, and Ricardo always puts together these like blog-worthy emails, and it's so worth your time to slow down and read it. And this time around, he talked about a little bit of the myths surrounding categories over on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, and more importantly, Amazon platform. And I'm going to just kind of summarize some of these things. You're going to have to get subscribed to the email newsletter if you want to get this. But myth number 1, more categories automatically equals more sales. And it's a myth. Yeah, I've told this time and again. Though you are allowed to have up to 10 browse paths or categories on an ebook or a print book, doesn't mean you have to use all 10. Using all 10, sure, is going to place you in more bookshelves. But if you're just putting your book in a completely irrelevant category of sorts, it's only going to work against you. When someone buys that, it's going to confuse the algorithm because it's going, oh, well, it should be categorized here. And okay, I'm going to share this out to all these other people. When all those other people realize that's not the type of book I like, they're not clicking on the specific, impressions in a search or recommendations. So that means that they're not going to serve that title up. So when you do get your browse paths, your categories all dialed in, don't just simply stuff it or go, well, it's kind of loosely related. Nah, don't do that. That just makes no sense. Myth number 2, you need keywords to get into certain categories. That actually is something that has changed more recently. The only exception is going to be the short reads, the Kindle short reads, which is a little bit different in that you will need to have categories. But as far as the other categories goes, you can honestly just get yourself put into those categories. You don't necessarily need the keywords. Amazon doesn't care about miscategorization. Myth number 3. Amazon very much cares about the miscategorization. Now, just because some people are, category squatting, as they call it, and getting away with it doesn't mean that it's going to be a good thing, because in due time, Amazon is very focused on the customer experience. And so if they see something that's inhibiting that or creating some type of friction for the customer, they're going to remove it. In due time, I see the categories are going to be a little bit more complex. In fact, I would almost gamble to say that it would be somewhat similar to Amazon FBA, and that if you want to sell something through a particular category, you actually have to apply for it and actually be approved to use that specific category. Will that happen anytime soon? I don't think so. Will it eventually happen? Possibly. That's just one theory that I have. That's my theory alone, nobody else's that I've heard of. Alrighty, moving forward here, Hidden Gems books. I talked about Hidden Gems this past week. I think it bears merit in repeating. Coming on back over here to Hidden Gems books. Get yourself signed up to their email newsletter. Another great one. Showing appreciation to your reviewers can go a long way. This is a post put together by Ginger, and I really like this. This is a very refreshing and very unique way of looking at getting it to... You're leveraging the reviews that you already have on your book or that people are sharing through social media in a very positive way and getting it to where you shine a spotlight on the reader and instead of on yourself. Number one, it's going to help out with social proof. And number two, it's better than you trying to flex about yourself. Go ahead and share what somebody else has shared. Great article. I don't want to take anything away from it. There's so much more to it. Visit Hidden Gems Books. They have a great blog posts, blog, and you can go ahead and take a look at that. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Next up, I know I could have probably put these two things together because it is Lulu, but in any event, they have a Share Your Scare 5th Annual Lulu Writing Contest. It's that time of year again. Halloween's coming. We're looking for authors to share a story up to 1,500 words with a Halloween theme for our 5th Annual Share Your Scare Contest. And you can enter to win here by the team of judges, blah, blah, blah. You're up for it? Give it a shot. Now, I don't see that there's any prizes per se, but what I do know with Lulu is in instances like this, they'll typically be promoting the heck out of people that are participating in that. They really like to get behind authors that use their platform, and I can't promise you anything, but if you've got a pretty good book and you plan on using something like this, this is a great way just to kind of leverage that exposure through this contest to bring more traffic over to your current books. Just a thought. Give it a shot. All right. Hey, I have a lot of great news coming out, and there's two more pieces here I just want to hit on. One from Kenny Myers, good buddy of mine over eBookFairs.com. And if you have not taken a look at eBookFairs yet, go to dalelinks.com/eBookFairs. But they want to kind of share that they're going to be doing a giveaway. So now authors can excite their fans on social media, but not only sharing the book fairs that their books are in, but also offering them the chance to win a brand new Kindle at no extra cost to the authors. Now, every week, only visitors to the fairs will have the ability to register to win a new Kindle. Just launched this feature. All right, so this means that you can start to incentivize traffic so they can come on over to your virtual ebook fair. This is a great collaboration tool that you can work with other people within your niche or around your niche and create a live virtual event that all books can kind of participate in. You send them on over there, and here's the cool thing. People participate in this specific event that you're doing. They can actually have a chance to win a Kindle, which, by the way, full retail value of most Kindles, I believe, is like $60 to $80. So not bad for doing something they may already be doing. So, all right. That's eBookFairs.com. All right. And last piece up in the news. This one actually popped up in my Google alerts, and it grabbed my attention instantly. And it is an article by Real Simple. It's called Is Self-Publishing Your Book Worth the Money? And they really dive deep into this. A lot of the expenses are a bit more broad and a bit more general, but I wouldn't say that this is a bad article by any stretch. What it does is it sets realistic expectations. And this is what I always try to just implore on everybody, that when you come into this business, can you be able to do it without investing anything? Absolutely. Will you get results? Probably not as much results as what you would get if you were investing in specific portions of your business, be it a better cover designer, interior formatter, an editor, all those type of things. So, but they really did a good job with this particular article and just showing you the reality of what it is to be a self-published author. So we just scroll on down here towards the bottom, and I love this last line here. Palder says that the old adage, if you build it, they will come, is not a phrase that applies to self-publishing. 100% agree. 100%. Deliberate and active marketing are the best ways to earn profit from self-publishing. Bingo. Bingo. There are a lot of authors out there that just want to publish and pray for the best, and that's fantastic. If you're doing this business for the sake of the art and the craft of writing, then kudos to you. I never want you to feel bad if I ever talk about sales and you're like, well, that's not very pertinent to me. But in the event that you start to feel yourself saying, okay, I want to take this business a bit more seriously, one of the best ways to take it seriously is you need to be very active with your marketing. You need to be very deliberate with that marketing. You need to be as visible as possible, because the more visible you are, the more of an edge that you'll have over authors that aren't currently doing it. And this is a huge reason why I tell a lot of authors, if you can get on video, because everyone's consuming video these days. And the early adopters of this are going to win big time. And I think future generations are going to be using this automatically as part of their author platform. So just a thought. That's about it for today's news. What do you think about some of this? What were some of your thoughts? And I'd like to hear what were your thoughts on some of the theories, or maybe if you got some theories of your own. Let me know inside the comments down below.